what is the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval?
That is a really important question. So we get that question a lot because it
makes a huge difference when you start house hunting, right? Because when you, and just caveat, realtor, lender. But when we start house hunting for that right home and you provide realtor a copy of your pre-qualification letter, and then I think, oh, well, I'm going to actually call the lender and say, hey, so how deep into this process are you with this buyer, my buyer, because we're of this strong opinion that this is the amount of home that is accessible to them. Is that going to be the case, or how many other steps are needed in order to seriously get pre-approved?
Exactly. What have you validated? What due diligence have you provided? And the other nice thing that Jodie pointed out is that she's asking those questions of her buyers, because when she's got her listing agent hat on and she's analyzing offers from different banking institution and mortgage lenders to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, these are the true offers that we're comparing. She needs to know from that buyer's lender, what have they gone through? Are they just pre-qualified, or has this team done the due diligence to provide the documentation to prove what they say is true? Have they really done the heavy lifting and the planning and the prep to be a legitimate contender for this house? So as a listing agent, she is really analyzing that on behalf of her sellers to make sure that this is a solid pre-approval, and not everyone does it the same. So really making sure that you're working with somebody that's being thorough, dotting I's, crossing T's, doing some of the heavy lifting that might seem like a lot of work up front, so that when we're in contract, it's much easier, much more smooth, and you're guaranteed to have a successful transaction.
Mm-hmm. Another really quick bit of information I think is important to know is when you initially contact a lender and you fill out an application, or you provide just a few bits of information and you come back with a pre-qualification, that's not as strong as a pre-approval. Just as Karin had mentioned, all of the steps through the entire process to get fully pre-approved. So if I were the realtor that did not question this pre-qualification letter with the lender, and I went ahead and wrote an offer on your behalf with the pre-qualification letter, it is not uncommon for, in the long run, that buyer not to be approved at the end of the day. So we want to avoid that at all costs. It's best to just, like Karin said, dot your I's and cross your T's.